Understanding what not to list on TikTok shops is honestly half the battle. If you avoid listing things that will get your account flagged and get you violation points, you'll be able to steer clear of any major mistakes. Furthermore, understanding these categories and products to avoid them from the beginning will help you apply this knowledge to any and all future products that you want to sell if you're doing product research or whatever the case. So, straight from TikTok themselves, here's what you're not allowed to list on TikTok Shop for sale. First off, misleading content is a big no-no. Now, this basically means anything that makes false promises, like claiming a supplement is 100% organic when it's not entirely organic, something along those lines. Similarly, labeling something as the world's best coffee can be misleading, and that's not allowed as well, right? Even though it might be subjective in your opinion, there's no way to definitively prove that, and you can't say that. Now, as long as you avoid bold, false claims, you should be in the clear. Next up is minor and child safety. So you can't pitch anything directly to kids that shouldn't be targeted to them, right? Especially on TikTok where you see a lot of kids and it's typically a younger demographic. Now, while selling something like toys is obviously acceptable, pitching unrelated products to children can get you in trouble very quickly. Avoid it at all costs. Additionally, selling live animals or even listing them as a joke is also not allowed. Now, weight control or weight management products also off limits. Many platforms, including TikTok and especially Facebook Marketplace, as I remember vividly, steer clear of these items due to various reasons, right? Now, I've also seen a lot of people, both in my product research as like a shop seller and from the other side as a TikTok shop affiliate, I've seen so many people listing these and selling these. Trust me when I say don't do it, okay? Just because they might get away with it right now does not mean by any means that you will as well. And in my opinion, it's only a matter of time before they get caught and their page gets completely disabled. It's not worth it. Don't do it. Also, sensational and shocking content, right? So any videos like depicting torture or somebody dying or anything like that, understandably banned, and you can't use them to sell any products. Now, you might be sitting there saying like, all right, clearly these are no-brainers, but you'd be surprised. So anything on this list, avoid it. And finally, anything that's like selling a service or selling orders or reviews for another product is obviously off limits as well. So a perfect example of this would be like if you're launching an Amazon product and you're asking people to review it on TikTok, can't do that. Another example would be if you have a gift card that's $50 and you want to sell it on TikTok Shop for $30 because you don't want to use it and you think you're giving someone else a deal. That makes sense to you and me, right? But you're not allowed to do that on TikTok Shop either. So that's a no-go. Avoid that. Now, regarding whether or not you want to sell your own products and how, this is what you need to know. You obviously can list and sell your own products on TikTok Shop if you'd like, and you already have them, right? So for example, I talk to a lot of Amazon sellers that also want to hop on TikTok Shop and sell there. In this case, you'd be selling your own products on there. And to do this, you just list them manually like you would do on Amazon, right? In that instance. And then you fulfill the orders when they come in. Also, if you're like an eBay seller, again, you're just listing your products manually on TikTok Shop and then fulfilling the orders as they come in. Now, you don't have to change anything if this is your approach and you're selling your own products that you have in your possession. You don't have to change anything in your shipping settings because you would just be using the TikTok Shop labels that they give you, which is the default setting. Now, if you want to drop ship items like I do, there's two approaches that you can actually use that both work, and some vitally important info that you need to understand to avoid shop bans and issues. So the first method that you can do is called dropship arbitrage. I've coined it that. Other people might call it something different. I like to call it dropship arbitrage, right? It's a mixture of reselling items, hence the arbitrage, and drop shipping because you're not fully doing either one. It essentially involves using a supplier with fast shipping times like Amazon Prime or Walmart Plus, for example, to deliver products to you quickly. Now, you're obviously listing them ahead of time without them in your possession, and once you receive them, you ship them out with a TikTok label to your customers, and TikTok is none the wiser that you didn't actually have the items in stock when you listed them. This is the safer route because you won't run into any tracking number issues since you're using the TikTok Shop labels. And you also won't run into any customers claiming that they didn't receive orders and then TikTok simply charging you back for those missing quote unquote products, even if it was delivered to the customer. Okay, this happens from time to time when you're drop shipping products, But you can avoid that by simply using the TikTok shop labels. Again, because you're using their labels and they can see that it's delivered, they have the tracking. It's also safer in case TikTok shop decides to change its terms of service to either ban or disincentivize dropshipping in the future, which may or may not happen. Nobody currently knows. Platforms' terms of services change frequently, and it very well might change in the near future. We don't know. Now, the downside of this approach called dropship arbitrage is obviously that you do need to use some legwork yourself, collecting the products to your house or your apartment and then packaging them back up or relabeling them back up. Now, if you go this route, you can essentially use the same box, just put a new TikTok label on it. And you can also get cheap poly mailers if you want to from somewhere like Amazon for like 10 cents a mailer. Or if you elect to go the USPS shipping route, like if you decide to use the post office as your shipping carrier, you can also go to USPS.com and get free boxes that way. But again, you're going to be paying a little bit more in the label fee because you're using priority mail. So keep that in mind. All those approaches work. It doesn't matter. The easiest way is probably just reuse the box or order poly mailers. Or you could drop ship directly to customers. Now, I've used both approaches on TikTok shop. I still use dropship arbitrage on several platforms that require this method, like OfferUp and Poshmark, to name two examples. And it does work well on those platforms, but now on TikTok specifically, I simply do drop shipping directly to the customer. So drop shipping, for those of you that don't know, is simply facilitating the sale from the manufacturer or the supplier to the customer. You never touch the product or store any inventory. You just mark the price up and essentially pocket some of the profit for it. To do this, you first need to change the shipping settings in the back end of your TikTok shop so that you can use your own seller labels, all right? That will allow you to then see the customer's addresses and you can order the products directly from your supplier to that customer's address and that customer's name, hence the drop shipping. If you do not do this and you do not change your shipping settings, you will not be able to see the customer's information or their address, and you won't be able to actually order to them, okay? So make sure if you plan on drop shipping directly to the customer, you change this first. Then, of course, once you get the tracking number emailed to you from your supplier after the order, typically it's like a day or two after, depending on the supplier, you simply take that tracking number from your email and you put it into the corresponding TikTok shop order that it goes with. And then you collect the profit, right? Now, to do this on the TikTok shop dashboard, you need to actually do it on a computer, and then you go to orders. It's literally the tab on the left there, shipping options, and then make sure your seller shipping is selected. There's only two options. You cannot miss it. Now, you'll also, before you do that, need to change your shipping template and set one up yourself, right? Because you're not going to be using TikTok shipping template anymore. You need to create your own. So to do this on your TikTok shop dashboard, again, on the computer, just go to that same left orders tab, and this time go to shipping templates underneath that and create a shipping template that ships everywhere. I personally offer free shipping. You could charge for it if you want to and set that up however you want to. It's very self-explanatory. The only thing I would say is make sure that you select economy shipping, because that will give you 11 days to get it delivered to the customer, which is the longest currently allowed on TikTok shop, and it will buy you the most leverage and most time to get the product delivered. And that brings me to the main point, which is don't drop ship from AliExpress or any overseas suppliers, right? On TikTok, your product needs to ship out in 3 days or less. And assuming that you've changed your shipping template to economy shipping, like I recommended already, they need to be delivered in 11 days or under, right? Otherwise, TikTok can and most likely will cancel that order and any other orders like it, and you can run into issues, not to mention you'll obviously lose money on that order. So only use suppliers that ship out in 3 days or less and deliver to the customer in 11 days or less. If you do that, you'll be fine. Now, in summary, refrain from listing any misleading or inappropriate products. It should be a no-brainer, but I wanted to reiterate that first. And also make sure that you stick to the shipping guidelines, and you'll be fine. That's pretty much the only things that you need to worry about, and you'll start selling in no time.